Hi guys and welcome back to BWA TV. Today I'm here with the divine Camilla Franks to talk about all things Camilla. For those who don't know, could you fill us in on your journey and how the Camilla brand was born?
The Camilla journey is quite different to other labels. I actually started my career backstage designing costumes for my characters. So I used to travel around Australia doing really bad co-op theatre, but designing amazing costumes. And that's how it all began, and it's taken me on the most incredible roller coaster ride.
It's not easy to break into the design world. What advice do you have for aspiring designers?
Don't do it. No, look, I love the whole Nike slogan, just go ahead and do it, just do it. You know, at the end of the day, if I knew what went into putting a label together, I don't think I would have put one step in front of the other. I went in very starry-eyed and very naive, and thank God I did, because had I known how much work was involved, there is no way I would have done it. I'm so glad I have, and yeah, so it's pretty much just the Nike slogan, just do it.
You've become world-renowned for the perfect luxe caftan. What do you think it is about the caftan that appeals to so many different women?
I think it really goes back to the philosophy behind the label, that every woman has the right to be and feel beautiful no matter what age, shape or size. You know, I've got 18-year-olds wearing them, I've got yummy mummies wearing it, I've got pregnant women wearing it. One of my oldest clients is like 90 and she's like, you still make me feel sexy, darling. So I think that the philosophy that all women have the right to be and feel beautiful, you know, I think that's really the success of the label, and then also the fact that you can wear it in a multitude of different ways. You know, the caftan you can wear in probably about 10 or 11 different ways. And we've actually got a style guide on our website that shows you all the multiple ways of wearing it. You can wear it from the beach to the bar, you can wear it red carpet to the races, subject to how you manipulate the piece.
How would you describe the evolving Camilla woman?
Look, the Camilla woman is always evolving, and I think that has a lot to do with the brand constantly evolving. I mean, originally when I first started the label, it was, you know, caftans and pretty much resort wear, but now we've gone into ready to wear where, you know, we've got teenagers wearing it, we've got the woman that only wears structured gear wearing it. So, you know, we're introducing more categories so every woman can wear the Camilla line.
So I'd like to break it down into 4 categories so our readers can really get to understand it. So first off, could you explain the ready-to-wear collection?
Yeah, the ready-to-wear really came about because, you know, doing all this work over in America, and they're very denim-based, and really they wanted tops to partner back to their denim, you know, little camisoles to partner back to their denim, and also structured things. You know, that LA woman, she ain't going to wear a free-flowing garment. So, you know, really, because of the success of the States, it really pushed me into ready-to-wear. So you'll see this season we've got beautiful little frill shorts, we've got jackets, we've got leggings, we've got beautiful tanks. And yeah, lots more to come.
Fill us in a little bit more about the swim.
Well, it's amazing. Look, swim has been a nightmare to put together. It's taken me a couple of years to find the right people to work with, but I think Australia is going to love it. It launches this year with David Jones exclusively, and my store's retail. But basically, it's an obvious extension of the label. The swimwear will have all the signature digital prints to partner back with the Gypset collection with all the Swarovski crystals. So there's no other swimwear line out there like it, I don't think.
And your movement into menswear, that seems like a bit of a different take.
Have you seen the menswear in Australia? It's bloody boring. I had to do something for the men. And yes, some people say, you know, it's a little OTT. Well, that's me. You know, and there are men out there that love to wear prints and are really print driven. So I couldn't ignore them. I don't discriminate, no matter what age, shape or size or sexuality.
And you've also branched into a super cute children's wear line.
Oh, it's so super cute. I mean, just think of my Gypset label but shrunk. And basically it was, you know, I had all these retail stores and all these amazing women coming into the stores, and they really were just saying, when do you bring the children's line out? So that was also a natural sort of evolution of the label, and you know, you'll see that going into stores this year and also launched internationally, and it basically caters for 1-year-olds up to 8-year-olds. It's really exciting.
The latest collection is Gypset, which is amazing as always. Could you give us a little bit of background and what the inspiration was?
Well, Gypset is Gypsy crossed with Jet Setter, and basically there's an amazing book called Gypsy Style that I discovered when I was having a bit of R&R in Byron Bay. And what it does, it looks and studies the lives of people that have walked a path less travelled, whether it be the Beatles that went and lived in an ashram in Rishikesh, or Talitha Getty that went and spent half her life in Morocco, or you know, Frida Kahlo, one of my favourite artists. And basically the prints that I've designed for the Gypset collection are a celebration of those people who walked those paths.
Could you take us us through some of the key pieces from Jip Set?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of the key ready-to-wear pieces for this season are the shorts. Now, they've just walked out the door and all the magazines have picked them up, and they come in quite a few different prints. So they're the frill shorts and also the shorts with belt for the season. You know, and that's going into that whole teenage thing as well.
Yeah.
The jackets for the season, I'm wearing one. But they come in a variety of prints as well. Great layer piece when it gets a little bit chilly at night. The tanks for the season, so it's got a razorback here, and you've got silk chiffon with this silk crepe and Swarovski crystals. Another key piece for the season is the jumpsuit. So I love jumpsuits. Now, this one's sort of a cowl jumpsuit, and then I've got the jumpsuit which is more of a billowy effect. Then the little minis for the season. This is one of my favourite prints, Rainbow Gatherings. Rainbow Gatherings print was designed as a tribute to, there was these communities back in the 60s, these hippie communities, and they all used to live together. I should have been born in that era. And this is a print as a tribute to that. And then we've also got, look, I'm just going to show you one of the swimwear pieces. This one was exclusively designed for the runway for David Jones. It's got like, I think about 90 hours of beading on it, but it's quite spectacular. And this is the Varushka swimwear piece. So you'll be seeing that in stores as well this season. And that's a tiny little snapshot, but if you go online, you'll be able to see the full collection.
So you recently added homemade to your repertoire. How would you describe the collection?
Totally over the top. It's basically my prints, digitally printed on our homewares like cushions, day beds, couches. We'll be going into bed linen. But for me, I wanted to do like Poochie, Missoni-esque, but Aussie style.
So what's important to you when you're styling your home?
Not to have any rules, you know. We have these lives that are so chaotic and full on, and you walk into the office and everything's got rules and strategics and plans and all this kind of stuff. When I get home, I let that all go. You know, so you walk into my home and you've got a bit of everything everywhere, and people love my home because it's got a cozy sort of eclectic feel. You know, I've got parts of my travels represented in each corner of my space, and of course my homewares collection is there. So it's completely exotic and eccentric and gypsy-ish.
So what are some of the biggest highlights of your career?
I think the biggest highlight and the most rewarding thing that I've done with running the label is launching the coffee table book to raise money for the human rights for women. And there's a charity organisation called Unifem, and I worked with Unifem, and we came up with this whole concept, and we distributed this coffee table book around Australia, and we raised enough money to build a school in Laos, and now these women are educated with silk and have purpose and a future. And I guess the other highlight, probably a bit more sort of selfish one, but you know, I'm allowed to be selfish today, was launching the label on an international scale. So I recently just got back from America, where we worked with Bergdorf, Neiman Marcus, Intermix, Shopwell, Nordstrom's, and I'm pinching myself. You know, where the label started from to where it's gone is quite amazing. So that's definitely one of the highlights, working with those majors overseas.
Speaking of majors, you've dressed so many celebrities. Who are some of your favourites that you've dressed?
Look, I think it definitely have to be the big Oprah. You know, waking up on a Sunday morning, opening the papers and seeing her shining in one of my Babylon pieces was pretty awesome, and seeing that reflect in sales was, they call it the Oprah effect for one particular reason, because there is a huge effect. And I think, of course, working with Beyonce, that was pretty incredible. Kate Hudson, Lily Allen. I've just been actually overseas working with the Beverly Hills Housewives, so we're looking to do more work together. But that also showcases, going back to philosophy, that we celebrate all women. You know, we work with Oprah, Bette Midler, Paris Hilton, Lily Allen, like all different shapes and sizes, and they all wear the label, and they all follow the label, and they all love the label. And I'm pinching myself over that too.
So who are some of your favourite models that you've worked with?
Some of my favourite models happen to be all Aussie. Australian women are so beautiful and they're so natural, and one of my favourites is definitely Miranda Kerr. We've been working with her for quite a few years now, ever since she sort of launched into the industry, and she just continues to get more and more beautiful, and we just work with her on David Jones' show, and you know, we work with her quite often, so she's definitely one of my favourites. The beautiful Samantha Harris, another David Jones ambassador, and Jess Gomez has just been recently worked with her on our swimwear line. So there's three of my favourite models in Australia.
Finally, if you could have breakfast with anybody, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
It'd have to be Frida Kahlo. I mean, you see her work reflected a lot in my prints. There's lots of prints that are tribute to her. She's one of my favourite artists, but I also loved her life. You know, she was so eccentric and wild, and she sort of walked her own path. So for me, I'd just love to sit down with her over a good dirty martini. I'm not sure if she drank those, and just get to know more about her. So yeah, Frida Kahlo.
So thank you so much for chatting with us, Camilla, and congratulations on all your amazing success.
Thank you for having me.
And guys, stay tuned for an amazing dream merchant piece that we're giving away. All the details are to follow, and stay tuned for behind the scenes of the Gypset campaign collection shoot.
Ciao.